Once in a quiet suburb there lived an old woman named Marta. She was a grandmother who lived most of her life alone and isolated. Marta was known for her cold, unfriendly nature and attitude towards her neighbors. She always found a reason to complain about them and found ways to express her hatred for others. Neighbors living next to Marta began to notice that many of their acquaintances were disappearing. At first there were only rumors, but then serious suspicions began to appear. People began to realize that their friends and relatives who visited their homes disappeared without a trace. One day a young couple, with whom Marta had never communicated, decided to hire a nanny for their young son. They were unaware of Marta's terrible reputation, so they turned to her for help. Martha agreed to take the job, and now she has become a babysitter for a little boy. But at the same time, the disappearances continued. One day, a couple found several pieces of clothes in Martha's garage that belonged to their missing friends. Horrified, they realized that Marta had something to do with these disappearances. They decided to leave a hidden camera in their house to find out what happens when they leave for work. To their horror, the recording showed how Marta, who seems to be an ordinary and kind nanny, shows her true self. She manipulated the little boy into obeying her, and used her senile cunning to hide her sinister intentions. Martha came to the neighbor's house under the pretext of looking after the boy, but in fact she was planning something much more sinister. She took pleasure in frightening her victims, gaining control over their lives and gradually destroying them. She kidnapped them, hid them in the secret cellars of her house and then brutally killed them. The information obtained with the help of a hidden camera was shocking. Martha really showed her true self in relation to the little boy. She used frightening methods of psychological influence to intimidate and subjugate him to her will. All this was done in order to achieve their sinister intentions. The couple decided they couldn't leave the little boy in Martha's arms. They took drastic measures and hired personal guards to protect the child and themselves from Martha. Security guards were put in the house and at every step of the couple to ensure safety. Martha, realizing that her plans had been disrupted, became even more dangerous and insane. She began to break into the couple's house, overcoming all security measures. At night, she hid in dark corners, lying in wait for her victims. Every time the guards turned away or fell asleep, she crept closer and closer. The couple had no choice but to deal with Martha themselves. They decided to use all their strength and resources to finally get rid of this nightmare. The guards received additional training, received new equipment and developed a strategy to get rid of Martha forever. They created a detailed plan, including observation, restriction of her movement and a thorough study of her habits. The guards worked in shifts, not giving her the opportunity to find a weak link in security. They installed additional cameras and motion sensors to track her every move inside and around the house. However, Martha was not going to give up without a fight. She began to use all her tricks and experience to get into the couple's house. The guards faced her treachery and indomitability, but they were determined and ready for any challenges. The battle continued, and Martha used her every move to bypass the guards. She was nimble and resourceful, changing tactics and trying to find a weak spot in their defense. The guards responded to her attacks, but each time she slipped away like a ghost. Finally, after a tense struggle, one of the guards managed to weaken Martha by grabbing her arm. She broke free and ran to the exit, but another guard intercepted her on the way. They tied her up to prevent her from resisting and called the police. The police arrived at the most critical moment, when Martha was almost caught. They restrained her and took her into custody, carefully ensuring her safety and preventing her escape. She was arrested and taken to a police station for further questioning and investigation. When examining Martha's house, the police found grim evidence of her sinister deeds. Numerous tents, locked crates and traces of blood were found in her basement. These were the places where she hid her victims and committed her brutal crimes. Behind the walls of her quiet suburb, a true predator was hiding. Martha, deprived of her freedom, found herself in a strictly guarded and controlled environment of a prison institution. Outside the prison walls, she could no longer cause harm and threat to others. Her sinister deeds will remain in the memory of the victims and their loved ones, as well as in the consciousness of society. The couple who survived the nightmare with Marta began their recovery and attempts to heal the wounds inflicted on them by this terrible event. They turned to professional consultants and psychologists to help them cope with the trauma and recover. Support from loved ones and the community also played an important role in their healing process. The couple decided not to stop at their own recovery, but also to use their experience to help other people in similar situations. They have become active supporters in the fight for the rights of victims and assistance in the prevention of crimes. They participated in public events, spoke at conferences and seminars, sharing their history and awareness that such evil can lurk inside people we used to trust. Hello, friends. We are glad to welcome you to our channel. We try to create fascinating and informative video content for you. If you enjoy our videos and want to support our channel, please subscribe to us. Your subscription will help us continue to create new videos and update content regularly. We strive to offer you a variety of topics, from fascinating travels and adventures to interesting scientific discoveries and creative ideas. We are constantly working to improve the quality of our videos and want to share fascinating and useful content with you. Stay up to date with new releases, click the subscribe button and activate notifications so that you don't miss any of our videos. Your comments and likes are also very important to us. They help us understand what you like and what topics you would like to see in future videos. Thank you for your support and interest in our channel. Together we can create a wonderful community and share fascinating content. Subscribe to us right now and we will continue our exciting video journey together.